Martin Keogh.
Great, thank you. Good evening, Charlestown. My name is Martin Keogh. How are you tonight? I'm from West Roxbury. I grew up in Hyde Park and I'm from the Mission Hill Projects. I'm an attorney. I represent kids that get in trouble because when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble too. About 22 years ago, I got involved in politics because of the Boston Public Schools. I went to Hyde Park High School and I dropped out for very bad reasons. When I get in the council, I want to get on there and I want to get neighborhood schools in every single neighborhood, and I want kids to have something to do after school. Sports, arts, music, anything to keep a kid in school so he doesn't drop out. I was lucky. I had good parents, I had a good neighborhood, I had a good family, and I was fortunate to become an attorney and to help people, and that's what I want to do when I get on the Boston City Council. I also recognize that we've got a problem with crime in the city. There was a murder in South Boston, there were many murders in Dorchester, there have been muggings and gropings on Beacon Hill and the North End and Back Bay. That's got to stop. The only way we're going to stop that is if we hire and put more police on the street, if we put cameras in neighborhoods where we need them, and if we shift the police to where we need them as well. A lot of you may remember who I am. I used to work for Peggy Davis Mullen about 12 years ago. When Peggy Davis Mullen was over here, I was with her. And when you look at me and you say, geez, I know that kid, that's how you know me. If she couldn't make it to a meeting, I made it to a meeting here. I'd have to tell you that I do love Charlestown. I loved coming over here all the time, and I hope that if you give me one of your 4 votes, that I'll be over here and it will be a vote that you will never regret. So I'm going to ask you right now if you'll consider giving me one of your 4 votes on September 24th. I am number 1 on the ballot, and my name is Martin Keogh.
Martin Keogh.
What did I win?
How would you work toward developing more affordable housing for young families now unable to remain in their neighborhoods?
That's an excellent, excellent question. Now, you know the reason why I'm running is neighborhood schools. That's number 1. Safer neighborhoods is number 2, but affordable housing is definitely number 3. The city of Boston's got a ton of lots that can be built. We can put houses on them, we can put schools on them, we can put businesses on them. They're on there. If you go on the DND's website, you'll find them. The only problem is that they're selling these sites for a large amount of money. Now, if you take somebody like my neighbor, for example, that makes about $30,000 or $40,000 a year, if I get onto the city council, what I'd like to do is find some way that we can give my neighbor that plot of land, have him get a loan from Bank of America or Citizens Bank or any bank that's in the community at a good low interest rate. So when they build a house on that lot, they're paying a mortgage that's probably going to be less than what they would pay for rent. You know what's going on here in Charlestown, because it's going on in West Roxbury, in South Boston, and even Roxbury where I was born. Rents are through the roof. It's $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 to rent an apartment. But if that person wants to go to a bank to get a loan or a mortgage for about $1,700, he doesn't qualify or she doesn't qualify. I want to change that. I want our banks, I've got plenty of time here, great. I want our banks to give people who can't afford a mortgage a good low mortgage interest rate on a loan. I want the city of Boston to work with these people to give them the lots, if not for free, then for a good reasonable price, where they can build a house on that lot and live there for cheaper than what they would rent somewhere else. I've got tons of ideas. The other idea I have also, with the big lot, I'm all about neighborhood schools. You know that. I'm going to keep saying it to the end of this, the election. If there's a big enough lot in a neighborhood where we can put a school, I want a school in that neighborhood because I want the people in that neighborhood to be able to send their kids to that school. Because if you've got kids from the neighborhood going to the school, the parents get involved, they get to know each other, and then we have safer neighborhoods. Again, if you elect me, neighborhood schools, safe neighborhoods, affordable housing, that's me. I'm Martin Keogh. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Martin Keogh.
Thank you, Representative. Thank you, Charlestown, and thank you, Charlestown Live, for allowing me the opportunity to speak before you tonight. My name is Martin Keogh, and I'm a candidate for the Boston City Council at large. I'm number 1 on the ballot, and I'm asking you for one of your 4 votes. The reason why I'm running, as you know, neighborhood schools, safe neighborhoods, affordable housing, but especially my 2-year-old boy, Nolan. Hi, Nolan. I hope you're asleep already. Hi, Pam. But my little boy is the reason why I'm running. I want him to go to a neighborhood school. I want him to grow up in neighborhoods that are safe. I want him to have all the opportunities that my dad wanted me to have. I want that for my little boy. I want that for every kid in the city of Boston. I want that for families in West Roxbury, Charlestown, South Boston. If I get elected, I might be from West Roxbury, but you're going to see me over here all the time like you saw me before. Charlestown will be a priority if I get elected to the Boston City Council. Again, you know I'm from the Mission Hill Projects. I grew up in Hyde Park. I live in West Roxbury now. My wife, she's from Dorchester. I didn't have an easy life. I'm not a privileged kid. I had to fight for everything. I fought my entire life. In fact, that's why I got arrested. I went to Hyde Park High School. I dropped out. But I got my GED. I went to Boston College at night, and I went to Massachusetts School of Law, and I went to help kids who got in trouble like I did. I'm not talking about the real serious offenders. I'm talking about kids that made mistakes like I did. When I get on the Boston City Council, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the Boston Public Schools. I want kids to be able to go to a school in the neighborhood. I want them to have sports. I want arts. I want books. I want more money for teachers so they can do what they do best, teach kids, give kids a safe place to go when they're not at home. A lot of the kids in the public schools come from single-parent families like I did. The Boston Public Schools is a place where I'd like them to be. I want them to do things after school. Hey, they don't have to go and study Shakespeare. Let's get them into a sports program. Let's teach them how to draw. Let's teach them anything. Let's keep them at school so they don't drop out. The dropout rate is as high as it's ever been, and that's something that I will work on as well, to reduce the dropout rate. So, in closing, my name is Martin Keogh, and I know I've said it a million times tonight because I know you've seen me before. I've knocked doors here tonight. I've knocked doors before. I've been doing standouts right down there on Green and Main Street. I've been in Charlestown because I know Charlestown, and I know this from 25 years ago when I first started campaigning with Peggy Davis-Mullen and other politicians. Charlestown wants to see you here. Charlestown doesn't want their politicians to forget them. If you elect me, you're not going to forget me. You're going to get sick of me. But I want you to elect me first. So if I don't do my job, then don't vote for me the next time. But I'm asking you for this opportunity. Give me one of your 4 votes. I'm Martin Keogh. I'm #1 on the ballot, and I will be a true friend to Charlestown. It's a vote you will not regret. Thank you.